Lancers. Coaches and administrations from both schools would like to remind the players, parents, and fans to demonstrate the highest level of sportsmanship. Please refrain from cheering against the other school. Instead, cheer in a positive manner for your own school. Also, please support the officials as they carry out their difficult jobs. Thank you. Let's have a great game this evening. Now the starters for tonight's match. Starting for the Raiders. Goalkeeper number 1, Emmanuel Gomez. Number 2, Dylan Bloom. Number 4, Luis Murillo. Number 5, Eli Thurston. Number 7, Henry Sintra. Number 8, Marcus Smith. Number 9, Alexander Rankin. Number 11, Gabriel Cisneros. Number 16, Robbie Vilchin. Number 17, Jonathan Young II. And number 61, TJ Mickelson. Raised and coached by Matt Gordon. Now the starters for the Lancers. Goalkeeper, number 1, co-captain Will Lowry. Number 2, Drew Parisi. Number 5, Hunter Cooper. Number 7, Simon Zimmerman. Number 9, Joe Vanderlaan. Number 10, co-captain T.J. LaVere. Number 16, Peter Coring. Number 17, co-captain Caden Nicholson. Number 19, Sean Brooks. Number 20, Joda Marcial. And number 23, Jack Slaughter. The Lancers are coached by Jamie Kelly. I'd like to remind everyone the Chinese School District and its all facilities are non-smoking, and we now ask that everyone please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, Lancers, and welcome to the live broadcast of the boys varsity soccer game against Shawnee Mission South. This is the first game in the playoffs for state. It's the regional semifinals, and this is Lucia Barraza joined with, and it should be a pretty exciting game tonight. You couldn't hear me? Whoa. All right, sorry guys, we're having some audio difficulties. We're working on them right now. We'll be right back with you.
Disembodied voice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two.
All right, we're back with you. This is Lucia Barraza.
And I'm Maggie Shutt.
All right, and the game has just begun. What do you think we've seen so far, Maggie?
Well, South has really come out with a fire with them because they really want to beat East this time because we tied last time. But it looks like East is moving the ball around nicely.
Yeah, and you know that last game that we played with them, the forward lineup from South was just so aggressive on offense and a lot of speed that really pressured our defense. And we already saw that earlier in this game with a breakaway. I believe it was number 7. And they just have that speed that really takes you by force, I guess. So we'll have to watch out for that this game.
Yeah, and also I know that they have their center defender, number 4, back from Texas because last game that we played against South, he wasn't there. He just won the header, and he's really a strong defender. So I'll be interested to see how our forward breaks them down.
Definitely. It looks like play out to Jack Slaughter. Tries to get across through. And South is going to block that one. Quick throw in. again, if East wins this game, they go on to the championship game on Thursday. But if they lose tonight, that will be the end of their season. And it's been a great season so far. I believe they've won 10 games, only had one loss, I believe, against Olathe West.
Yeah.
And one tie against South. So it's definitely been a great, strong season for these boys. Definitely don't want to see it end here tonight.
That's for sure.
South trying to get through to their forwards. They're going to call a foul on Jodar Marcial there. Doesn't look like any changes to the starting lineup tonight. It's been the same lineup Kelly's been playing the whole season almost. But we also know the Lancers have a really strong bench, for sure. So
That is true. He can pull anyone off that bench, and it will be a same team that is on the field.
exactly. It's like 7 from South on the right side. He gets a cross off, and Lowry will step up on that one. Up to Caden Nicholson, who has fast pressure, and it's going to be a foul. Trying to play direct up to Juparisi. Jack Slaughter fighting on the left side. Gets a cross off. Trying to get to Simon Zimmerman on the right. South is beat. Our defense, they're trotting inside. Both players go down. And they're going to give it to East. Great switch there. But it's back to South. This is Hunter Cooper on the ball. Passes back to Lowry. East has always felt comfortable using Lowry in the back, and they've been able to switch pretty comfortably with the defense the whole season. Again, back to Lowry. East is just possessing here, trying to look for some holes in the South defense. They get it up to Slaughter. Sean Brooks crosses it over to Simon Zimmerman. And he has a runner on the outside, Jodar Marcial, but he cuts inside. Back to Sean. Over to TJ. Over to Jodar Marcial. Plays up to Simon Zimmerman. Zimmerman looking for a cross, but they only have about 3 players in the box right now. Heavily marked. Marcial into Nicholson. Back up to Zimmerman, and they're going to call that one offsides.
East's midfield is back to normal with Sean Brooks back from having a red card in the last game. Glad to see him back. He definitely is an asset with his quick feet in the midfield.
For sure. That last game, pretty heated. Multiple cards pulled. Even a few on the coaches for the Lancers.
Yes.
Maggie, on offense so far, we haven't seen the mids pull up too high. It's mostly been the forwards running in on those crosses.
Yeah, I think the mids are trying to support the defense and make sure that there's no holes in between midfield and defense, because that's definitely an attacking point for South.
For sure, especially if you know you have that fast line behind you.
Yeah.
Don't want to give them anything to capitalize off of. You know, it's not the ideal weather for tonight for a game. It's about 35 degrees out here. And you know that can always be a danger for injury, especially pulling muscles and things like that.
Yeah, hopefully the guys got a good warm up in. But the cold really makes the, oh my goodness, makes the ball hard, and it hurts to get hit with that. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Can also make your muscles tight when that happens.
Yeah, definitely. Gerard Marcial play safe back to Peter Coring. Excuse me. And you know, sometimes the cold doesn't bother you when you're playing on the field, but once you get on that bench, it's not fun. And you have to really make sure you keep warm on the bench, especially if you're in the starting lineup. And same with the players on the bench right now who are going to come in to relieve those players that are starting. They have to be warm and ready to go. And you can tell they have their blankets on right now on the bench.
You can also see that South is really trying to limit East to one half of the field by pushing all of their midfielders and forwards to one side, pressuring them to not be able to find the balls through, which is really how East thrives.
For sure, East is really strong at threading the ball through the defense to find their running on forwards. And yeah, you're definitely right. If you can, I don't know if you can see on the screen right now, but the South defense is pretty bunched.
Mm-hmm. And they're also high pressing, which is putting our defensive line under pressure, which does cause mistakes on our half of the field, which is just scary, especially for Will Lowry, getting shots on from outside the box.
And you know, crossing through the middle, through your goalie is always a risk.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been pretty comfortable with that so far, I would say.
Yeah, there was even one point when Will was just completely out of the goal, and they crossed the ball to Hunter Cooper, and I was like, whoa, guys, it's a little scary.
It's not uncommon to see Lowry push up pretty far. Being a co-captain on this team, he's a big leader.
True, which is especially good for your goalie because they see the entire field, so having them coach your team while playing is really an asset.
For sure. They're into Slaughter. Over to TJ, trying to switch the field. And it's picked up by South, number 17, who gets a shot off. And it's going to bounce off Lowry. And number 17, Jonathan Young. I mean, he had no one on him. He got right through.
East was trying to pass it through the defensive line, but it seemed like the ball was just hit not hard enough and couldn't find the feet of our defense.
Yeah, and you know, that may be South reading our style there in the back. After watching it, you got to be careful about that.
Mm-hmm.
And the corner is going to go out of bounds. Definitely a missed opportunity there from South.
Mm-hmm. They'd really have some tall players on this team, too, that look to head the ball off corners. So that's a missed opportunity for them.
Definitely, I know that's a struggle that the East team has had this season, just not having as much height necessarily compared to other teams. And it's been difficult for them in the box. They've had to readjust and try to play less to the middle and more on their posts. I was talking to Kelly, he said that. South driving in, trying to get something through. Nicholson on the ball, looking to the right, and the ball swings way behind Zimmerman, but he keeps it in. TJ has a man on his back, plays a safe pass back to Coring. Over to Hunter Cooper. And there we just saw South really shut down every passing opportunity there. They had 3 players in front of Joe Vanderlyn.
Yeah, they're really quick to pressure, which is making East struggle a bit on finding passes.
We have Jack Slaughter running down the left side. Can he get through? He cuts in again, gets a shot off, and it's going to go wide. Nonetheless, a good opportunity there. Just catch the goalie off guard even, just to get a shot on goal, test him out, for sure. We're going to have a South sub in. And, you know, we've been talking about how East has really been on the defensive throughout this game, I would say. But I think if we're going to get the goal, we have to take that risk, I think, because we're playing very cautious, and we're getting opportunities, especially with Slaughter on the left side, Zimmerman on the right, getting opportunities to cross, but there's just no one there to support.
Great goal kick by South. Really went a long way, over half even, which is quite remarkable, honestly. Haven't seen that in a while, especially in high school season. But
and that was Emmanuel Gomez playing goalkeeper. Going to flick it over. It's won by South, but it's going to be a Lancer throw-in. South plays wide. Tries to get across, it's blocked. East defense trying to get it out. Up to Katie Nicholson.
great
Shoots
pass.
one up top. Drew Parisi running onto that. And he's got Zimmerman on the right, but he has 4 players closing in. And it's going to be blocked. It's a great run on. A great look by Nicholson. Just to get it out of our defensive half and to put South on the run there.
Yeah, but sadly, Drew didn't have a lot of support. He only had Simon Zimmerman in the box, and it was a hard ball to slot through to him. Not surprised that it got shut down by South because they had around 5 players on him.
Exactly. It would have been hard to even get a pass through to Zimmerman, much less a shot. We have a cross, or corner kick. They get the head, but it's going to go to the right. And he got a lot of air on that one. It looked like it was Peter Coring, one of the taller players on this team, it looks like. It's number 9 on South, Alexander Rankin. He's looking for options, plays back. Nicholson capitalizes. He's on the attack. He tries to get a shot, and it's blocked. Over to Sean Brooks, over to TJ LeBeer. Again, we're back in the defensive line, passing around. Up to Nicholson. Hunter Cooper taking the drive. Nicholson up to Parisi. Can he get across? He can. Oh, and they had Zimmerman on the far end. They almost had that one. Second cross in. Oh, that was so close, Maggie. Zimmerman almost had it on the right side.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that South guy getting barely a skim off of it with his head, Zimmerman would have put that in the back of the net. But unfortunate that South got the touch.
South possessing here, playing some quick passes.
Great win by Sean Brooks.
I'm going to call that a foul.
I feel like this ref has been really on top of it, not calling too many fouls, but calling them when necessary, which is a good thing to see from high school refs because that doesn't happen all the time.
For sure, you often see a ref that is inconsistent or doesn't call every foul. You can't tell what he's going to call.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a corner. You know, whenever you have the chance to run a set play or get a corner, that's always huge. You have to capitalize off of that. They're running in.
Oh.
Looks like Sean Brooks got a head on that, but it's going to roll out. We have another sub from South. South has been subbing pretty often, rotating in some new players. But so far, Kelly hasn't put in anyone else in. It's still the starting lineup. Slaughter with the cross, it's headed out. Again, he only had 2 players in the box on that one. And when it's 2 against 4 in the box, there's just nothing you can really do sometimes.
Mm-hmm. It's really a struggle to find those players' feet or heads, and it's more likely that the team with more players is going to head it out, which is really a missed opportunity, especially when you have that outside player working so hard to get the ball up there.
Of course. And you know, usually you have your center mids that are able to kind of push up, put some pressure on, add some more numbers in the box, but you know, like we've been saying, they're on the defensive, trying to hold down that forward lineup from South. Because we've seen Jodar Marcial running up. It's back to South. You know, we've seen South just take off once they get a chance. Like number 5 here, he picks it up, crosses it over. It's picked up by number 11 on South. Will they get a shot off? It's won by Joe Vanderlyn. It's going to be a deflection. And they're going to call it a goal kick.
Okay. Can you maybe do that before
You know, like we were saying, it went from having 1 South player to like 3 in a second.
Yeah, they're really quick to transition from defense to offense, which is a threat, especially if East's midfield and defense aren't connected, because we need to pick those players up when they're running forward.
Yeah, and that gave us trouble in that last game.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Michael
Veneman's in the game. I think they took out Caden Nicholson.
Ooh, Dupree with the dangerous cross.
Simon Zimmerman gets a foot. Sean Brooks. And it's kicked out. 2 great opportunities in the box. Just didn't go through. It's going to be a Lancer throw-in, making their way down the field. We got Sean Brooks over to Jadar. Plays up to Zimmerman. Jadar made a run there on the right side. Zimmerman chooses to play to Brooks. He's cutting, looking on the left side. Good job switching the field. And you know, when you're playing South like this and they're really forcing you over to one side, you want to get a switch off and catch them off guard.
Yeah, that's where you can
great
find
cross through to Drew Parisi.
Oh, great save by the goalie.
Great save. I thought that was in for a second.
I did too.
We have the replay.
You can see when East's when East finds the gaps between South defense, we have the opportunity to score, and that's only found, the gaps are only found when East switches the ball, because when they press over to one side, it forces South to have to rotate back to their position.
Exactly. You know, off of that switch, we caught him off guard. And that's our style. We're able to play through the defense so well when we get the opportunity. And it's blocked. Picked up by the South goalie. I almost thought it would have rolled in there. And now South's on the counterattack. Number 11. And TJ Lubeer's trying to run him down. They get a cross-off. And it's cleared by East. Picked up again by South number 17, Jonathan Young. East struggling to get in front of it and clear it. And they're going to call a foul on East.
This is a very dangerous position for a foul to be called. An easy shot for South to take, or a nice floated ball for someone to follow, and we'll see what they will do.
Exactly. When you have a kick like this, you have lots of options. You can either go head on the goal or play on your right side there. Definitely a dangerous spot. Looks like number 7, Henry Centra's taking this. Chooses to go to goal, and Lowry will pick that one up. And I don't know if that was the right call there. I think they should have used their right side. They have the speed to be able to beat the East defenders in a situation like that.
Yeah.
Possibly.
And
So.
it looked like it just didn't have a lot of power behind it. If you're going to go for a shot, power is key, especially when trying to beat Lowry, because he's pretty good at reading the ball.
Yeah, and Lowry didn't move too much on that one. He just stepped over. It's a switch to Marcial. Up to Zimmerman, who's wide open. He's cutting in, gets a cross off. Over to Slaughter on the far side.
It was a very
South gets a
strong
foot.
cross, very direct, not floated at all, which is what you look for if you're getting a header off, but good ball nonetheless.
Yeah, that was great just to get past the South line. It didn't give him a chance to head that one out. We do have a substitution for East. A couple new faces on the field. Okay, it's a quick throw in over to Sean Brooks.
You can see this huge gap on the right side from South pushing over. That's now gone because they're closing the gaps pretty fast.
You know, exactly. When you're going to switch and try to take them off guard, you have to be quick. You can't slow down and make multiple passes. You want to get it over to the other side of the field as quick as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And South picks it up. He's got 2 on him. South plays the safe pass. And it's Byers-Waldo on the right side now. And there we can see 2 players on Nicholson there. And they're not even directly challenging players. They're just stepping in front, blocking off passes. Great cross. It's going to roll out of bounds. You know, they're not stepping quick. They're just stepping in front of the East players and getting in front, blocking off passing lanes.
Mm-hmm. Just applying pressure to make them feel a little more anxious on the ball, which you can tell has made a difference.
Definitely. I know we've seen a lot of fumbles sometimes or sloppy passes. I think it's just from that anxiety that South is putting on us.
Mm-hmm.
It's a foot race. Both players go down. They're going to call a foul on the Lancers. Looks like we have about 10 minutes left in the first half. Score is still 0-0. You know, we've seen a couple opportunities on offense so far, but it's mostly been a game not in the box. It's been really back and forth.
It has been 50-50. Both teams really trying to go for goal. And, oh, great save by Lowry. See that on the replay.
South got that cross off. Great cut in off of the left foot to the far side. That was a great shot by South. You know, and that might have thrown Lowry off.
He definitely wasn't expecting it to go to the far side. And that's really what you want with a shot, is to get the goalie off his feet.
Definitely.
And another corner goes out for South. They're really going to have to work on that if they want to be a threat on the corners.
Yeah, South hasn't really been capitalizing off of their set plays this game. Which is odd because the last time we played them, corner kicks were huge on both teams for scoring opportunities. Nicholson gets it on the left side to Slaughter, who's open. Tries to get a shot off. You know, they almost got through there. Slaughter on that left side only had one defender that scrambled to push in, but South really quickly adjusted to that.
They were caught off guard a bit once we did find Slaughter, though. He was so open that they weren't expecting the pass to go there, but unfortunate ending to a great play.
You know, maybe that's when you cut outside instead of cutting in to where you know there are defenders and trying to get around the defender before he cuts in. Looks like Nicholson is going to take this one. East is really pushing up. They're right on the defensive line, the top of the box. Looks like Nicholson might be talking to the ref.
I don't know what's going on here. Oh, it seems like they're telling the fans to be quiet, maybe?
We're on the South fan side right now, so we're not really sure what happened over there, but it was enough to make him stop the game. We have a sub in for South.
Oh, it looks like they're making the boys who were standing on the South side leave. They might have been obnoxious while yelling, which makes the team look bad.
Yeah, this is such a heated rivalry. Great shot by McGuire Harding. Great ball through to Slaughter.
Very, very good.
So close there. It's like that was Daniel Adele. He had the open shot, just couldn't get his foot on it.
Great work by the keeper.
Got about 7 minutes left in the half.
It seems like this half has gone by pretty fast.
Yeah.
It's an interesting game to watch. It's not boring at all. I mean, I don't think.
No, it's been pretty exciting so far, especially just because it's such a big rivalry and that it's you either win and go on or lose or go home.
Yeah, and I think since not one team has dominated the possession, it's really shown how good each team is and wants to win this game.
Yeah, it's these games are such an even matchup with South and East this year. It's South on the right side. Hunter Cooper trying to block it. He gets space. Back to 11. Gets a kickoff, and it's going to go high and over to the left. Yeah, you know, and I'm sure that last game was frustrating for both teams, fighting so hard the whole game, and it ending in a tie after 2 overtimes. So they're trying to maybe settle the score tonight.
Definitely.
There's a substitution from East. Looked up to Barraza,
Who attacks the center, which is where the space is. Good read by him.
He's really cutting over to the left. That's the great thing about this team is they're so comfortable switching into different parts of the field, having defenders come up really high, and, you know, wide mids coming in. They're so versatile. South has a runner on the right, chooses to play center. It's picked up by East.
Now they have a ton of space to attack into since all of South's midfield was pushed up into the attack.
And you can't see on the screen, but Drew Parisi is wide open on the right side. The South defenders really pushed in. But I can't get that cross off. Blocked by South, flicked over.
The more direct passes that East is trying to play in the air have not worked out for them. They really should be looking for little through balls on the ground because that's where they have found South's weakness.
Yeah, and that's their strength. Oh, South gets a shot off just over the crossbar.
It was a great outside the foot shot by number 11.
Man, he had a straight shot at goal there.
I be aggressive. Feel the pressure. I get there.
We'll see if South will put it in the box this time.
It's gonna be a corner kick on the right.
Ready to put it back in. Put it back in.
So over to 17, who flicks it over, but it's gonna be picked up by East. That was a great flick there by South.
Use your body. Use your body. Good job.
Number 11 and number 17 for South have had a really great combination play on the forward.
And, you know, number 17, Jonathan Young, has really been great at connecting the field, especially in the offense.
Really, he's working hard for his team, which is what you love to see.
For sure. We have a sub in here. Got about less than 3 minutes left in the half. What do you think Kelly's going to be telling this team during halftime, Maggie?
You know, I don't know. As a player for Kelly, he will usually not tell the boys to play direct just because of what's been going on. I think he'll tell them to look for switching through the midfield, which is really East's strength, but they haven't been able to do that a lot in this game just because of the fast pressure in the midfielder.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, just trying to find, like, play their style and not get caught up in trying to play like South and just play their own game.
I think he will probably recognize that they are leaving gaps on the other side of the field, which we should attack on. Great ball.
Header by Nicholson. A great power behind it. So the goalie made a great read on that.
We have had a lot more shots than South this half. We just haven't been able to put them in, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of crosses. Hunter Cooper running it down. He had number 7 on his back. Lowry It's back out to Cooper.
Very direct ball to Drew Parisi, but that's
And they got to look left right now because they got someone through.
Like
Never mind. Kenny Nicholson takes it himself. And you know, on that play, they did have an option out left if they wanted to use him. But Nicholson maybe wanted to get some team spirit up in there and take it himself.
With that direct ball to Parisi, East completely beat South's midfield because they were so pushed up into the attack, which really led to a nice opportunity for East.
Yeah, and back over to Nicholson on the right. Plays in. It's going to be corner. Or not.
It was a fast corner played by East.
I guess trying to make the most of these last seconds. That is the end of the first half of the boys varsity soccer game against Shawnee Mission South in the regional semifinals. The score is still 0-0, and we will join you when the second half begins.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy, wasn't it? I think when John came home, his like first socks were like so heavy, like it was soaking wet. Did you not just cover? You forgot to. No, we had the little ponchos on. Those seem pretty good. I was looking at the regular break. It's all right.
they gave us a little test thing. And then they gave us a little stamp of hand, so you could put it up with like a blue light thing, a black light, and then you had to show them your ID to get in, and you had to say your name. And then they'd be like, okay, you're good. I told the people around me, I'm like, they're going to say with an N, and I was like, nope, with an M, and he said it. Because with an N, I was like, nope, with an M. And then, and then, because our guy was a shot, you say your guy or your guide? Our guide. It was annoying. They go blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah. I walked by it too. I walked through the like where they, like the play, not like the play area, but like the, I don't know. No, they don't have that. Well, I don't know what would you call it. Like the area where they like hang out or whatever. Yeah. Then they had two big roofs up, and we walked by where like they would get their mail or whatever. And we had some guy walked by I walked by all of us, and they were all wearing like red hats. Did you look like that? And I was like, okay, and then, nothing was,
I've got a clip for you. Almost like that last night.
Last year, and then, so, we went to that walk, and then we went to the laundry room because there was a medical emergency that walked in the cell room that we needed. And then, it was like, standing outside, and then we were going to go in there, and then there was another medical emergency, and you see all these dogs running, like, pulling into the place, and all the medical people with the chair and everything, because yesterday apparently someone got stabbed. Yeah, someone got stabbed yesterday.
In the prison?
Yeah, I went to prison today.
You went to prison
I went
today?
to prison today.
Which one?
Lansing.
And was it for that was a major one.
Yeah,
That's maximum security. And is it for like a social study?
it was for sociology.
Interesting.
It's really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, because the chapel and the topic, they told us.
Yeah, it's easy when you...
And one person was there for murder, and then another person was there for second degree murder, and then for like somebody who was told like a bunch of other things. It was,
Right down.
and they have like big dams in their kids, and like it's just kind of sad that like they're the one that ruined their life.
It's a tragedy for so many people involved. Besides the obvious tragedy of someone's
They
murder.
kept all saying that they lost everything, you know. They lost everything. But it's so interesting because it's weird. Why do they like, some of them get to stay in a cell, like by themselves, and then the other ones like are on like the bunk, like by themselves. I know Marcus, because well, they were like, if they come in, like knowing that someone else is like in there or whatever, that guy could get beat up. That's what it is. And then,
Natalie, are you interested in like social work or psychology or something, or just kind of a cool thing for class?
it's a cool thing. I think I'm gonna try to get sociology for you, and she's gonna try to go to the one in Topeka. I think it'd be really interesting to do that.
It'd just be interesting to
did once, and the guy went. See, they told me the guy, well, I went to the other one.
That's what all the bad people go. Oh, yeah, I know. What was a marker?
There was a
Oh, yeah, but like, that's not work. I know.
They said the guys in the orange are okay. The guys in gray, don't look at them, don't talk to them, don't even. They lock in the freezer with the guy in the orange.
Hey, let's go.
And we're back with the second half of the boys varsity soccer game against Shawnee Mission South out here at the Shawnee Mission Athletic Center. And this is the regional semifinals. So whoever wins this game goes on to the championship game on Thursday, and whoever loses goes home for the season. It's the end.
East has really come out with a fire under their butts.
And we're back. And it's picked up by the South goalkeeper. Yeah, you know, it's been a really back and forth game so far. Both teams having a lot of opportunities in the box, but just not being able to finish. TJ LeBeer goes down. It's going to be a foul on South. And East played really cautious in the first half, so we'll see how they do in this half if they push up more on offense as their time runs out in the game. But I think the key to this game is going to be endurance, especially when you're up against South, who's so fast up top. It's really going to test our defense's athleticism. Header, and it goes over the crossbar. I think that was Caden Nicholson in the box. South player is slow to get up.
Good job, Robbie. Let's go, Raiders!
Great win by Hunter Cooper, just completely blocking off number 7 from getting the ball.
And when you're proactive on defense and really stepping in to try to cut off passes before they get to the player, it can kind of save you some energy, because then you're not having to chase down that offensive player. You're able to cut off the play early.
Mm-hmm.
South is on the move. Number 11, Gabriel Cineros, gets it through. And there's going to be a foul called. It's going to be outside of the box. Number 5, Eli Thurston is taking this. It's a dummy play. Number 11 hits the corner. Almost gets it in the upper 90. 17 tries to get a shot off, and it's cleared. Can they counter here? Catch South off guard. Gets a crossover to Slaughter. Nicholson gets a great play over to Zimmerman. And they're going to throw the flag up on that one for offsides.
Looks like Caden Nicholson is down. And he gets back up to walk it off.
Yeah, his ankle, he's been struggling with the past couple games. I don't know if he rolled it or something, but it's definitely been bothering him.
Oh. Bit of a soft foul called by the ref, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, he's been calling a lot tonight. So both teams are going to have to watch out.
Wait. Sit up in the box.
South is really pressing. That's a great kick, but Lowry reads that one pretty early. If they had maybe played that farther to the left, played it into their feet, might have been different.
Great ball to Sean Brooks. Oh, and we get a foul out of it. Sean is really good at getting fouls. If that could be a skill, I'm gonna be honest.
I would say that comes in handy.
Yeah, especially in this dangerous spot right here, right outside the 18 where he could shoot it or float it up for a header or a volley.
Yeah, this is a really good opportunity for East. We'll see what they can do with it.
High ball. That's unfortunate.
You know, when you have an opportunity that's straight on like that, you can take your time, know where you want to go, get your head over the ball, and really place it. You have the time to be able to do that. South possessing here. East really pushing up. Putting lots of pressure.
Great ball forward to Drew Parisi, who beats their outside D to get a header, or throw in.
Yeah, and it seems like South is almost playing more conservatively this half. East is really putting a lot of pressure on them.
So that's good. His work was well done.
East taking their time with this one.
Oh, they're giving it to Drew Parisi because he has the longest throw on the team so that everyone can get into the box, try to get something out of this.
It is a long throw headed over, picked up by the South goalie.
Unlucky there. It seems like there was a bit of a miscommunication on the run into the far side.
And usually we see this team doing pretty well with communication, being able to put together passes and such pretty easily, but throughout this game it's been kind of disconnected.
I completely agree.
I think they just need to be playing their game and not getting inside their heads, and just trusting their teammates.
Yeah. I mean, it is a big game, so it's hard to not get in your head, but that shouldn't happen because that definitely affects your play of the game.
Of course.
Okay, Larry, go to line.
Come on, Raiders, let's play some up. Keep winning, he didn't call nothing.
Go for it.
And then he picked it up, right?
It's a fight in the corner.
If one of them just goes down, it'd probably be a foul. Yep. Great work by Joe Vanderlaan.
Yep, and it's going to be in corner kick position there.
Quick corner by East. Oh, header by Peter Coring. Not enough power in it to go over the line, but good header nonetheless.
Playing back to Lowry, who's by himself back there. Back to Lowry. Risky play here. Can't seem to clear it to feet. Finally get it up to the Lebeer, and they're going to call it a foul.
We need people in the box.
You know, that can wear out your defense, not clearing to feet. Just because then your opponent's right back at you and you have to work even harder to win the ball back. Picked up by Nicholson. They have an opportunity to counter here on the left side. They have Jack Slaughter wide open.
Good cross in. Finding Jetta on the outside corner.
Great run by Martial. And it's going to be out of bounds for a corner. Here, Jodar goes to pick it up. And it's won back by South.
It's now 2 versus 3.
East has got to watch their right side. They have someone wide open. Man, if South had just gotten to pass through to number 17 on the right, could have totally changed that play. Great skill there by South, and it's punched out by Lowry. South has been kind of struggling with their corners this game. See if they can change it up here. Played almost to the top of the box. It's up, it's heading up. Can they clear? It's like Joe Vanderlaan got a foot on that. Up, trying to get it up to Drew Parisi. And it's going to be a Lancer throw-in. Long throw from the left side.
Trying to find the center of the box, but passed away from South.
Great cut. Again, getting it to the left side.
You can tell this game is getting a lot more intense because you can see how the players are reacting to the fans yelling and the players talking to each other. It's also creating a lot more fouls, which does not make the game good.
For sure. When you're in such a high stakes game, the adrenaline can be so high you don't want to lose composure. Because especially when you have both student sections yelling at you and fans yelling at you and your teammates, it can just get very hectic. And that can lead to more fouls or, sloppy passes and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And East taking their time, feeling comfortable in the back line. Great turn there from Sean Brooks. Up to TJ LeBeer, has a man on him on the back. Drew Parisi goes down. East lining up on the far side. This is a really big opportunity. Can they score? Running in, they play far.
Oh, that was a great ball. Unlucky though.
Great defense there from South.
Great.
Both players go down. Nothing is called. Jadar Marcial on the right side.
Taking the player one-on-one.
Great move there, but there's no one there to pick up the cross.
It's been happening a lot lately for East. We need to find players in the box, especially when we're putting crosses in the front post. That's how we're going to get the goals in.
Exactly. On that one, they had two players, but
no
one was on the front post. Oh,
a yellow card was given to number 17 on South, Jonathan Young. I think it was just some talking from him after the play was gone, because the foul earlier was called on him.
Man, that's going to be a hit for South until he can come back in. He's done a great job of connecting South's offense. He's a big player on their team, so we'll see how they react. In playoff games, you don't want to mess with cards. That can really throw you off.
Especially since they carry over from game to game.
Exactly. You do not want to get a red card in a playoff game.
Get up. Block in.
South clears it over. It's going to roll out of bounds. I don't think that adrenaline panic mode is setting yet. Obviously they're taking their time on plays to get set, not rushing things, which is a good sign. About 23 minutes left in the second half in the game. Bouncing around in the box. Back and forth, shot is taken. It's going to roll to the right. Let's look at that again. Looks like it bounced off the post almost. Again, East has come so close to getting it in the net. Sean Brooks cutting over to the left side. Slaughter was wide open. It's cleared by South.
Great win by TJ LeBeer.
He really stopped that counterattack from happening. Delayed him just enough to get the defense set.
Ball just keeps bouncing around in the box for East. We need to just shoot it.
Maybe a South throw in. I know we're there, we're in the box. We just can't get a foot on it, or if we get a foot on it, we can't finish it in the net.
Mm-hmm.
That is Liz. That is Liz. Pressure, pressure. Come on, hand pressure.
He's making a switch. Miscommunication there, picked up by South. There's no foul called.
Great tackle by Hunter Cooper, stopping this 1v1, a counter, and possibly a 1v1 with Lowry.
For sure, that could have turned ugly real quick. Just a quick, like, easy miscommunication there could really get you in trouble.
Now what?
Ref has blown the whistle. He's talking to number 7 on South, Henry Sintra.
We wanted a foul.
Oh, I'm not really sure what's happening.
He went down, and if you go down for a long period of time, you have to come out. It's just procedure. Make sure if he's okay.
Well, there you go, folks. Number 7, Henry Sintra, has also been a key player for South this game. Really leading the forward line.
Mm-hmm. He's been working sideline to sideline the entire game, which has put a lot of danger and pressure on East defense.
Definitely. So might help Lancer defense breathe a little bit while he's on the bench.
Great strong tackles by Sean Brooks.
Hey, who's got 4 fouls?
East connecting some passes.
They seem like they're feeling a lot more calm on the ball, not as urgent, which makes their play a lot stronger when they're not rushing passes.
Definitely. You would think at this point in the half in such a big game they would be panicking and trying to rush things, but no, you're right. They've been really calm on the ball, have some strong composure. They're kind of waiting for the opportunity to come to them, looking for holes in the defense.
Great shot by Caden Nicholson.
Yeah, Nicholson has been trying to get a shot off all game.
I think
Almost trying to get the energy up on the field.
Yeah, and it seems like he might have produced more shots this game than our forwards have, which is not a good sign.
But you know, I think Nicholson has the striker's mindset. You know, he plays in the mid, but he's a striker at heart, and he's always going to have the drive to score. And I think he was almost the lead goal scorer last season. So it's been interesting to see him in more of a defensive role this year. But, you know, I think when he sees the opportunity to take a shot on goal, he's going to take it.
For sure.
Where are you throwing him?
Needed 1v1 there. Picked up by East.
If they can find the switch, Jack Slaughter would be in, but looks like they were trying to play the line, and it was passed out.
That's when you just need to take your space, get your head up, and use the time that you have. throw in. It's back and forth.
Seems like East is really trying to force it down one side, when if they just pass it around in the center and find the other side, it would show some more opportunity for them.
Exactly. They have Simon Robinson over on the left in defense that was wide open. And a foul is going to be called on South. Looks like. South player slow to get up. And that is 17 Jonathan Young.
He has to be careful going into tackles like that because he can't get another yellow card or he'll be out of the game.
Exactly. And you know, if you're South, that's not the player you want hurt. I mean, you don't want any of your players hurt in the playoffs especially, but you don't want to lose a key player like that.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning of the playoffs.
Great turn by Sean Brooks.
And Sean Brooks has just been leading the offense in the mid, driving through South. Long throw in. I think South has learned our play there.
Yeah.
They totally shut down Sean Brooks on that one.
We need to be making runs into the center of the box and not staying on the outside. We're just... Oh. Another foul called on South in a very dangerous position.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great spot for East to be in right now. We'll see what they can do with this. They're pushing most of their players up in the middle and the front.
Great ball in. Oh.
Harding. The South goalie reaches up to grab it.
Whenever McGuire Harden is in the back line, he always goes up in the corners because he really is the height of the team, and he can find a header almost off of any ball.
Absolutely. It's going to be a Lancer throw. Or substitution here. Looks like TJ LeBeer's coming off the field. Katie Nicholson.
Also looks like Henry Centra for South is back in after some rest time for an injury.
South throwing. It's still back and forth in this game. Which makes it exciting, but also stressful if you're on the field right now. You know, this is what your season comes down to. You know, this is what you're working towards as a state.
One-on-one. Drew Parisi scores!
And it's a goal for the Lancers! Let's watch that again.
Great 1-2 with Sean Brooks and Jack Slaughter leading up to a through ball for Drew Parisi. Wow. Great
job by the
finish.
Lancers.
1v1 with a goalie is always stressful, but Drew kept his composure and just took a shot behind him.
And this is the momentum that the Lancers need to finish out this game. They have the 1-0 lead. They just have to keep it. With 13 minutes left in the game. And if you're South, you got to give your all into the last 13 minutes and try to score. But if you're East, you have to defend. You can't let anything get through.
Yeah, especially scoring a goal, your momentum is brought so much up, but you need to make sure that you're focusing on defense and not trying to score again.
Exactly, especially because South is going to be coming back with 10 times more energy here, as you can tell. You know, any gap in the defense is going to be dangerous right now. You get through to number 17. He's looking for a shot. That's number 9. Back up to number 17, Jonathan Young. And that is almost a goal for South.
Great shot by number 11, putting it into the upper 90.
He almost put a curve on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But the score is still 1-0 Lancers. East going to take their time now.
Trying to run down the clock.
And they're... looks like the ref wanted the ball boy to get out of the goal line. South attacking hard here. Trying to get it through. Jodar Marcial on the ball. He's going to choose to clear it. But South is going to come back quick, or they should be. Kenny Nicholson.
With a ton of time and space. Wow, great ball through to Drew Parisi.
It's a cross. Great read by the South goalie. But we did a great job of having pressure on that cross. You know, in this game, we've struggled to get anyone close to the goal on crosses, so that was nice to see. And they're going to call a foul on South for that one. Let's watch it back. Play back to Lowry. Oh, and they went down. The East student section getting pretty excited. And the key here for East is to stay composed, stay calm, stay tight on defense. And for South, it's just going to be pressure as much as they can. Because to get a lead, South has to get 2 goals now. Great flick up to Joe Marcial. You know, this entire game, Jadar's been a great asset on the right side, supporting the mids and the forwards on offense. Great ball through.
He's having numbers in the box. And we have a corner.
Header in, and it's going to go out of bounds. That was a great opportunity for East.
Yes, it was.
Great win by TJ on the header. Great look by South. Harden, or excuse me, Andrew Cooper winning that one.
Looks like East can't find the clear.
You know, they have Jack Slaughter over on this far side.
Great read by Will Lowry, keeping that shot out of the goal.
Great punt. Looks like Sean Brooks is slow to get up in the center.
Oh. Yeah.
Both players are going to go down. Sean Brooks taking a little bit longer here. He's not a player you want to go down in this game. He's a huge asset in the center mid. But you know, as we get into the last minute, we've got about 7 minutes left in this game. It's going to get more physical. It's going to get more dangerous, and you need to be careful to not, or excuse me, you don't want to foul. And there's going to be more fouls towards the end of this game, just as the adrenaline goes up and the energy goes up. And also because of the weather. It's going to be so much easier to pull muscles. You just got to be careful.
Yeah, both teams have to play smart now. Know the game, manage the game.
For sure. Playing to the far side. East has some numbers in the box. Kenny Nicholson tries to get ahead and it slips past. That was a great cross in. But just wasn't timed right with Nicholson running in. Couldn't get ahead on it. Joe Vanderlyn stepping in. South makes a switch over to the left side. Putting some passes together. They're on the attack. Playing direct over to Henry Centra. But they only have about 2 players in the box now. It's going to be a corner. Okay, East has to mark tight on this. And South, if you're in South's position, you need to capitalize off of this. This is a huge chance. And Lowry swoops in.
Quick ball out to the side for East to try to counter. Looks like
Up to Nicholson. Nicholson, looks like Kelly's almost put him up in the striker position, if I'm not mistaken. Or he's playing a very high center mid right now, which you can obviously tell he's comfortable with. Picked up by Slaughter.
great pass through to Drew Parisi, who takes it down to the side. Looks for the cross, but ends up going out as a corner.
You know, and that's what we see when this team is in their groove. They're able to put those passes together so easily. see if they can get another point on the board. They're lining up on the far side on this one. Running in.
Great lofted ball. Looking for McGuire Hardin, but it goes out off the back of him. Couldn't get his head on that for some reason.
Yeah, you know, it was just played way too far in. I mean, towards the baseline, not. Here's Dupree. Over to Nicholson. He's dribbling. Putting some passes together. But it's just not clicking. South is really shutting them down. There's Jonathan Young on the right side. Gonna be blocked. Picked up by Robbie Bilgan from South. Gets a great cross off. Great contact there from South, but it's too far to the right.
Let's go, Raiders! Get possession back!
We have about 3 minutes left in this game. Lancers leading 1-0.
Good job, Eli! Get that, Robbie.
Great clear by Joe. Great pass back to Nicholson. Nicholson trying to get it up to Slaughter, but goes out of bounds. It's back to Nicholson.
Great skill there by number 61 on South to pass to his teammate.
That was great. Over to Sean Brooks. Can they capitalize on the right side? Over to Dupree. He has a runner on the right, Jodar Marcio. Back up to Parisi. South is going to swoop in on that. Going to be out of bounds, another Lancer throw. Back up to Drew Parisi. Another Lancer throw. You know, this is great for the Lancers. It kills time.
Actually looks like it's a
it's
ball
gonna
on
be
the
a foul.
ground.
We're going to call a foul on that.
Kid Nicholson taking it to the corner.
He gets through. He's in the box. It's a pass off to Sean Brooks, and it's up in the air. Grauer Hardin trying to trap it. South is on the counter. And they're going to call a foul. TJ LeBeer.
Actually, a great foul by TJ LeBeer. He's completely stopping the counterattack when it happens.
And he'll take that yellow. It was strategic. He didn't do it. He did it purposefully to try and stop the play.
Yeah.
And it worked. Because
did.
otherwise, South really could have
taken advantage of the defense there.
for sure. And South has pulled their entire team up into the offense, into the box for this one. It's played high over to the left. There's a head. And it's cleared by East. And it will roll out of bounds for a South throw-in. Got about less than a minute left on the clock.
East needs to make sure that they're matching up on each player.
Definitely head, and it's picked up by Lowry. Lowry trying to get it out quick to get ahead of the South team running back. They get it up to Drew Parisi.
Who's alone in the corner, who's going to hold the ball and get a foul, actually.
They got 25 seconds left on the clock. The Lancers are still ahead 1-0. Lancer throw in, 5 seconds left. And that is gonna be the game. The Lancers win the regional semifinals.
Yay!
And this is their first step to state. What an exciting game, Maggie.
It was. I am glad I got to be a part of this broadcast.
Well, the Lancer win means they will progress to the regional championship game on Thursday night. Stay tuned and watch our social media on Instagram and Twitter for updates on the broadcast times and things like that. And thanks for tuning in, guys. It's been a very exciting night here at SMAC, and we'll be excited to tune in with you again on Thursday. This has been Lucia
Halloween.
Barraza. On Halloween, it's going to be a Halloween game. This has been Lucia Barraza and
Maggie Shutt.
good night, guys.
Lucia, let me know when you're out of the street. Is my shot dead?